This is Obsidian ASMR. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Obsidian ASMR video, and quite clearly today we have a treat, as is probably obvious by now. I am a fan of World of Warcraft. And I have been since 2007. This is the new expansion, The War Within, and it's part of the World Soul saga, which is effectively Blizzard's version of Infinity Wars. They've tried to do something different with this expansion, as it is the first in a 3-expansion storyline. Obviously, there are 2 more, which are titled Midnight and The Last Titan, which are due out in 2 and 4 years' time. But for now, this is due to drop as an expansion in, I believe, a couple of weeks' time. I was actually surprised, and quite a few people are surprised as well, that this box has been delivered, because the cardboard box it came in quite clearly had a sticker on it that said "Do not ship before the 1st of August, which is still a good 11 days away. So it looks like this has been released early, and I don't know whether that's a fault in the system or whether this was planned or what. But regardless, I've been one of the lucky ones to get my hands on the collector's edition. And as always, we'll take a look at the box, which has this lovely earthen ornate spine, and the crack on the seal is quite ominously there, spelling doom, and quite a bit of chaos. No doubt will ensue. So, what we're going to do is we are going to open it up, and I have to say these are always so meticulously crafted, and with the embossing and the patterns, the geometric kind of patterns that we've got on there, which I believe are both earthen, which are a race of kind of mechanical dwarf, but also they've got a slight Nerubian hint to them, which is books out for the book. I can take you into the depths of Azeroth and show you the art. But this book is also quite nice from what I've initially seen, because it also gives you a bit of a written commentary, and I will do my best to take you through it. So this is apparently Azeroth's world soul. And we've got here introduction, A Wounded World, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, which I think is this, the Isle of Dorn. Chapter 3, The Ringing Deeps. Chapter 4, Hallowfall. Chapter 5, Azj-Kahet. And finally, the credits. So this right here is Goel, or Thrall. My name is Thrall. I was once War Chief of the Horde, but now I am honoured to serve as one of many who lead it. Years ago, I set to chronicle the story of my people, the Orcs. Here, I write of matters that concern all who inhabit our world. These are stills from the announcement trailer. And again, this is Thrall and Anduin Wren. It began with the visions. They struck quickly and without warning, and at first only a few experienced them. Shattered images, more unsettling and confusing than revelatory, and the keening of a voice that broke the heart and pierced the mind. All we could glean was chaos, and all we could feel was pain. Clarity and horrifying news was given to us by Magni Bronzebeard, the speaker for Azeroth. Magni revealed that the visions came from the world soul. We have heard Azeroth and felt, for just those brief moments, the depth of her torment. Read on, and you will begin to understand the grim nature of what has happened and what may yet transpire. So as per the pin, there's Illyria, Windrunner, sister to Sylvanas, Windrunner the Banshee Queen, Anduin Wren, and Thrall, and a load of Nerubians. What sword, I hear you ask? Well, here is the sword that Sargeras plunged into the Silithus wastes at the end of the Legion expansion, which was, 8 years ago now. History tells us of great tragedies that gripped the world. The war against the Black Empire, the Great Sundering, and with my own eyes I witnessed an all-consuming hatred that tore the land asunder as Deathwing the Destroyer inflicted the cataclysm upon Azeroth. And when the fallen titan Sargeras plunged his devastating blade into our world, her very essence bled out all around us. Yet, this towering weapon may have caused damage unseen by we who dwell on the surface. There is only one way to know. We must venture into the unknown. Our journey begins. So here is Illyria Windrunner, the hero of the Void Elves, originally a Blood Elf. Lady Illyria Windrunner, High Elven Master Archer, lost almost her entire family in the Second War. In a strange balance, the conflict also brought her the great loves of her life, the Paladin General Turalian and her child, Arator. In an effort to keep Azeroth Azeroth safe, Illyria and Turalyon reluctantly left Arathi behind to fight the orcs on my people's ancestral homeworld of Draenor. After becoming trapped in the Twisting Nether, the pair battled the demonic Burning Legion, and Turalyon turned ever more to the light, but Illyria was attacked and altered by the Void. Eventually she embraced the Void's power while learning to maintain her grip on her true self, and Illyria is not alone. Others, known as Void Elves, have also shared that fate and looked to her for leadership. It is said the Void whispers to her unceasingly, and its presence is gathering strength. Though Illyria's will is fierce, she has become increasingly solitary. Those who love her understand Illyria is likely withdrawing out of concern for their safety, but the result is that she is denying herself support at a tenuous time. One wonders how long anyone can keep such a powerful cosmic force at bay, especially if they choose to fight that battle alone. Anduin Wrynn, King of Stormwind. The line of Wrynn was given the human kingdom of Stormwind a long and unbroken succession of worthy rulers. I have known two of them. Varian wielded weapons. His son, Anduin, wielded the light. Although of different natures, their bond was deep, for both understood that a king's greatest purpose is to safeguard his people. Abducted and held captive in the Shadowlands, his will ripped from him, Anduin was forged into a weapon to attack those he was charged with protecting. I too have suffered at the hands of the jailer, but I well know that I experienced but a fraction of what Anduin endured. Although nothing he did was of his own volition, Anduin cannot forgive himself. All he knows is that hands that once healed took the lives of the innocent, and the light that has always shown him the way does so no longer. For years, Varian's son has wandered, attempting to make sense of the senseless, and now he has returned. His father bore the scars of many battles, but most of Anduin's scars are on his heart, and those are harder to heal. Some of who he once was lingers, though it remains to be seen how much. Here's the baddie, Xaladath, the Harbinger. I have to say she is one of the very, very interesting elements of this expansion. Very intriguing. Obviously looks like a blood elf, but she isn't. She's something more ancient than that, from what I understand. For as ancient and as powerful as she is, little is truly known about this being other than her appearance inevitably heralds calamity. Charming and treacherous, Xaladath has played roles great and small during some of the darkest moments of Azeroth's history. Once trapped, or perhaps hiding, within a dagger, she used her void abilities to corrupt the blade's wielders into pawns for her own ends. Xaladath escaped this prison toward the end of the Fourth War, assuming a mortal form. Silent for a time, she recently resurfaced, first as an ally of Iridikron, former leader of the Draconic Incarnates, now of the Nerubians and their new queen, Ansorek. She brings to her machinations not only her own void powers, but also those of the one she now claims to serve. Who is that? So I think this is now getting into the Isle of Dorn. And I think this is more artwork, but I can continue to read. Magni, of course, was among the first to experience the visions, and he warned the mages of the magical floating city of Dalaran that a terrible darkness approached. He spoke of an island called Kazalgar and a passageway leading to the world's centre. It is here, Magni says, where we can aid Azeroth. I am proud that both Horde and Alliance responded by immediately sending expeditions to the island, and the mages of Dalaran have made the decision to move the city itself to its skies. Whoever the artists are incredibly talented. Here are the earthen crafters of the Coreway. Upon arriving on the Isle of Dorn in Kazalgar, members of these expeditions encountered beings we had long thought gone. Here in the city of Dornogal, there is a thriving group of earthen, the Titan-forged ancestors of the dwarves. Magni's daughter, Queen Regent Moira, and grandson, the future Emperor Dagran II, have travelled here to learn more about their heritage. While these stone-skinned earthen do resemble dwarves in some ways, their culture remains rooted in their Titan origins. This is the mount that you get in game. I think it's the Algarian hippogriff, I think, potentially, but it's very, very fast. It's very fast. And you get this pet too. It looks very Lord of the Rings, Hobbit style. Well, kind of. Rustic and ancient, but I guess that's the vibe that they're going for. That's gorgeous. Chapter 3. The Ringing Deeps. Look at that forge. Something grounding with that iconography there. Really calls to your roots, to the primalistic side of you. Just the sheer size and the awe of it. Anyway, Situated directly below the surface of the Isle of Dorn is a vast cavern known as the Ringing Deeps. A grand forge, surpassing even that of the Dwarven capital, burns ceaselessly, and ancient machines that enabled the Corway's construction tower over their earthen tenders. The caretaker's reverence for this feat of engineering mastery is powerful, moving past awe and into the realm of near worship. Though the earthen are one people, it is said those here take a deep pride in their calling and feel that their brethren on the surface do not understand it. Sorry about that. My cat decided to stage a break. Wow. That's awe-inspiring. Get it? It's not only a pun, but it really is. It is awe-inspiring. Crazy. I do like this detail that they've kind of got gems in their body. I wonder whether there's going to be like a core or, like an energy that they use. Obviously not in terms of gameplay, because they'll become a playable race, but more just in the lore. It's interesting, I've never really been drawn towards playing a dwarf before, but some of these pictures are really, really something. Obviously these are what seem to be proto-elementals, which would make sense. Maybe they are, maybe they're not, but that would be in keeping with the Dragonflight story. Kobold. So we know who these are. They are also around in Elwyn Forest from all those years ago. Dwellers in the deep. Kind of humanoid rat like creatures. In a place with much that was new and strange, discovering kobolds swarming in the earthenworks was almost a comfort. Irascible, fervently protective of their source of illumination in the dark, these are not the small pests to which we are accustomed, for some have grown to an imposing size, and vigilant workers are understandably greatly concerned. Should Xalatath's darkness fall upon these kobolds, they could pose a much more dire threat. So they're bigger. It's interesting, it brings back very fond memories of my first time as a human warrior in Elwyn Forest, going into those caves and doing the quests and killing the kobolds. Now look at them. It's interesting because they're you're underground. Obviously, there's not light is going to play a big role in the expansion, both thematically and literally in terms of the visuals. That battle between light and darkness, again, is woven through the story and the environment. Quite clearly so. Chapter 4, Hallowfall. And this here, radiant crystal, reference to the Arathi. Their mighty sky fleets were drawn to the caverns beneath Azj-Kahet, following a prophecy of a fallen star. The star, which seems to be some kind of vessel of the light, illuminates the cavern. That was the big crystal I was talking about. To the Arathi, its radiance in this once dark place appeared to be the fulfillment of the prophesied star, but dangers have arisen as the years unfolded. Recently, the object's light has become erratic, causing periods of pure darkness. The Nerubians are growing ever stronger, and the Arathi find themselves beset on all sides. Hope and the light are beginning to fade. The Arathi, defenders of the light. Oh, I really like that. That is an incredible armor set there. I also like that one. They're all really good. Obviously that's very religious, but this one is what you would want out of a paladin armor set, if I dare venture to say that it is a paladin armor set. Oh, and it comes with different colorways or variations. That one looks badass too. Obviously these are the void versions and the light versions. And this I'm not sure about, but they all look really cool. Just to say there's something very Warhammer 40k about that one. Yep. Steampunk, isn't it? In a way. Farin Lothar, member of the Arathi. She will be related, no doubt, to Anduin Lothar, who was a very pivotal character at the beginning of Warcraft and the Warcraft mythology in the first two games, and is the namesake of Anduin Wrynn. Anduin Lothar, Anduin Wrynn. Lothar Farin is young, intelligent, and full of fire. She is truly a born leader, charismatic and skilled with her weapons. She does her Arathi ancestors proud. Our arrival has renewed her people's determination, and she has welcomed us aboard. If the light fails utterly, then all here, and perhaps more, is lost to the void. And it should also be noted that obviously this is one of the first character models in World of Warcraft that would have had a missing limb or a disability, a visible disability, so that is great representation in the world of Warcraft, and probably very long overdue. Wow, that's striking. Kobis, creatures of darkness. The creatures who threaten the Arathi are myriad and varied. All are dangerous, and some, like the Kobis, are truly nightmarish, in both their appearance and actions. They are as cold and cruel as anything from the chill depths to the deepest oceans. They look like upgraded murlocs. And that's giving me like Murloc Ner'zhul vibes. Chapter 5, and I think the last chapter in this book, is Azj-Kahet, the Nerubian capital. called it the Last Kingdom, as both she and her subjects viewed it as the sole remaining bastion of a once mighty global empire. It may well be the last, but it is terrifyingly powerful and poses a unique threat that must be stopped, if such a thing is even possible. Now, talking about the Nerubians, something that has been announced prior to the expansion going live is that they've had quite a few complaints. Nerubians are obviously, for those that may or may not be aware, are kind of giant spider people. And obviously you can probably get that from all the webbing. So for those that are, or that suffer from arachnophobia, the development team have put in a new feature where the Nerubians, as they are, would be replaced with crustaceans. So, similar but different. And here are some of the Nerubians and the denizens of Azj-Kahet. One might say that in the unchallenged isolation of their kingdom of Azj-Kahet, this Nerubian empire has been born anew, except perhaps even stronger. Their power has been magnified thanks to a dark bargain with Xal'atath and the entity she serves. They're more intelligent, focused, mightier, both physically and magically, and unnourished by long simmering rage and a sense of injustice. These Nerubians have evolved. So, I'm sorry if you are a little bit arachnophobic. I will skip through this as quickly as I can. Okay, safe again. This looks like something out of James Cameron's Avatar, to a degree. It's very inspired by it by the look of things, although I'm seeing from the tusks that they might have troll ancestry, which makes sense. Or maybe they're like a proto-troll. So this is Orwayna, Keeper of the Roots. An individual named Orwayna, member of a race known as the Haranir, is fascinated by the mortal races and shares our concerns about the Nerubian threat. The Haranir are deeply spiritual and connected to the earth, particularly the roots of trees. Yeah, this is really inspired by Avatar. While we know little else about Orwayna, I feel that somehow she is involved in the visions Azeroth has been sending us. I am curious as to what part, if any, she and her people have to play in the healing of our world. We are but at the beginning of this yet written chapter in Azeroth's history. I pray it will not be her last. I take comfort and courage in what I have learned. It does not matter to whom we owe our allegiance. It does not matter if we have come to this world from another, or if our roots here go deep into history. She cries out for aid now, and we must all answer that call. Because one thing is certain. Whatever we discover, whatever peril awaits, there is one truth that is irrefutable and unchanging. Azeroth is home. And that dear subscribers and viewers, is the end of our video. There is also a bit more context and potential spoilers, but seeing as it hasn't even released yet, if you want to see those spoilers, you're going to have to go and play the beta. I hope you're all asleep or relaxed and you had a great time listening to the preamble for World of Warcraft, The War Within. Thank you so much for choosing to click on this video and spend your time with me. And I can't wait until the next time we get the chance to do this again. If you've liked my voice or the content of the video, why not consider subscribing and comment below what you would like to see in the next video. And don't forget to like. I've been Obsidian. You've all been phenomenal. And all that's left for me to say is, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. Goodbye for now, everyone.